So, this week we were supposed to put our wireframe into code, and that's what I tried to do through Polymer, and a lot of help from Matt, as well as AJ, who was quite helpful as well. So my idea was to create a social network that connects travelers who are looking to do adventure sports with like places they've been and people who are around that area, so that they can kind of get to know the feeling before they get there. So just to remind you, this was my Photoshop plan for last week. This happened last time too, where it's not changing here, but it's changing here.
Oh.
Do you need to close it and reopen it to get it to work again?
I'm gonna just disconnect and reconnect.
Oh.
I broke the TV. All right, so this was just a quick look at what I wanted to do. So what I got this week was kind of the landing page and where people could log in, and my major triumphs were kind of getting familiar with data binding and creating new Polymer elements. So I got the validation of email and making sure that the passwords matched. And so I'm just gonna do a quick demo. So when you come in, you can log in and you type in your email, and if you don't put in the right email, then it lets you know that it's not a real email. And I'm gonna do a sign up instead, so I'll do. And same with the password. If I don't match, whoops, those match. If I don't match it, it lets you know. And then if you click join, it starts asking you these questions. And I'm still working on the way this is gonna look, but if you click here, it asks for more specifics about you, as well as, places you've been and stuff. And I'm still working on, like, once you do join, how it will look for your profile. So that was what I got done this week.
Is that a Polymer element? That line?
Yeah, paper elements.
So it actually pushes the title up when you click in, and it gives
Yeah.
you your text if it's wrong as well?
Not the text. That was
Something you
12 hours of me trying to figure out how to do that, and it turned out it was quite simple.
Welcome to the world of programming.
That was a long process.
That looks great. It's a little difficult to see the white text.
I think I should make it the writing bigger.
No,
Like the
I'm
email
not-
stuff.
Oh, this. Okay, yeah.
What you can do to your background image is add a black overlay. Just open it up in Photoshop, make a big black blob, and then change the opacity. Just to
Okay.
bring it down.
Yeah, I did it with a red. So maybe I'll do it with the black and see if that does it a bit.
Yeah, or shadow or something like that on the font can help too.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, or I could, maybe not.
But
do it.
a good like practice is if you wear glasses, to take your glasses off and like stand back. Like probably from about here, I can't even see that font.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I can't even see
be
that
up
there's
there and
text
couldn't
on
see
that page,
Yeah.
except for the
I
white
gotta
on the
remember that
black.
test.
But stand back really far from your monitor and like take a look, and that's how you'll notice the contrast then. Right?
Okay, yeah,
It's a good exercise to do.
for sure.
And I can't tell if the font's just a little small. I think it might be.
This font?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
the font in the menus and.
Oh yeah, these I'm definitely gonna have to resize because I can't read that when it's on my monitor and I'm sitting at the computer.
Yeah, it looks great.
So the validation was really cool that you decided to tackle that.
Yeah, that was really fun.
validation is a great thing to work on. Like it helps you learn like client side JavaScript and just the basic logic, and it's a nice experience for the user. So I'm just curious about your learning process there.
Yeah, so that took quite a bit of time. There was I'm getting much more like competent with Google searches. So Stack Overflow was really helpful. That's how I got the email. I wouldn't have created whatever jargon it is. It's like 4 lines of just like, it has to have this and maybe that and also this and it can be this length. So that was completely Stack Overflow.
It's always best to not reinvent the wheel on those things.
Yeah.
Because there's so many rules to email addresses. It's
And-
why write that yourself.
Exactly, and
If
I'm
you
not
do a quick Google search, you'll find like a regex expression for it.
exactly, and that's
in the
what
first
that
word.
was.
Yeah.
So my biggest issue was one, Polymer Elements, they don't use like get element by ID, they do it query selector or something. So that took a while for me to figure out that I couldn't just get my element by ID. And the other issue was for the passwords. That's where I started kind of understanding the data binding. But I had created this very like complex like if password 1 equals password 2, and it was like this really long thing. And with Polymer, which is what's one of the things that's awesome. I don't know if it does it in other things, but you can give the value like that variable, which was the password that they've typed in, and then you can say password 2 has to have the pattern of that variable, and that solved all of life's problems and all of that complex stuff that I had been trying to like create on my own was useless. And so if anybody wants to do that, I have like 3 lines of code you can take and save yourself 12 hours. So yeah, that was, and one of my, I guess my like sad for the week was, I guess when you start doing this stuff, you don't really realize how complicated it is until you start doing it. So once I got it so that someone could type in their email address, I was like, well, now this is going to have to be remembered. So then I like installed Redis and was like, now I have no idea how to do that. So yeah, I think it's like kind of figuring out where or when things should be happening and like what my capabilities are for that particular like topic.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to get it so that it remembered a username and password this week. Like there's no...
Yeah, the idea this week was really just focus on the client. Yeah.
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 So, but it was really fun, and Polymer is like really fun to play around with because it's pretty.
That's cool.
It's
Yeah.
a learning curve. Second time you do it, I guarantee it's going to take way less time.
I hope so, because I hope so.
So one note for everybody about client-side validation, that's more about user experience than it is about security, because you can submit whatever you want to a server still. It's a server that has to have validation if you want that to be a security role. So the client-side validation is just about like, hey user, just letting you know very quickly that our server's not going to accept this.
Yeah.
But you always want to make sure that you have the same rules on the server.
Yeah.
And I can still type in like incorrect email addresses. It just needs to have like things and pretty much and some letters.
Can you go back to your presentation for a second?
Yeah.
And go to the first few slides. Thanks.
Whoa.
Crows are back.
They're terrifying. They wake me up at like
Oh,
5 in the morning.
They're
I've
cool.
had 5,000 of them on my
Seem like the
house.
smell though.
Somebody must be feeding them when they're leaving here.
No, they roost for the night.
Oh, I'm joking.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Is when, like, the house in front, the tree in front of my house.
Okay, go to slide
all the wires
4.
are filled with these birds. And they're on my roof.
This one?
Yeah, and then go to the next slide. And then the next slide. And then the next slide. I think when you had those up the first time, you showed the first slide and you talked about it and you said this is my Photoshop, and then you went to like the next slide and then you pretty much just hit like next
Yeah.
and I didn't really get to look at them.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
And so I'm just curious if you didn't have talking points on those or
I didn't do it because this is what I had presented on last week.
okay.
So it was just like it had been a presentation, and I was like, just to remind you guys what it's supposed to look like.
Okay. since you flipped through them so quickly that you probably should have just deleted them. You know,
Okay,
like
yeah.
Like it was.
It was just to kind of give like I was able to kind of mimic it in the HTML what I was trying to do in Photoshop.
Right. Okay.
That was like the
Okay.
only point of them, which was like last week I had a vision of having 3 pages, and this week I have like 2.
Right. Okay. And then go back to your interface. Sorry to make you jump through all these programs.
No, that's cool. I don't know why, but when Apple TV like disengaged, it just shut down everything. Or like half.
You have another Chrome instance open down there, Carol. Next to your trash can. You might do that.
No, it's definitely not that. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry.
Adventure Net. I don't know why I thought it said Adventure Nut.
Why don't you?
Oh, that's for the beanie that she has on that orange one. I love that.
It's lost.
They have like an acorn,
No, it's just
like climbing ropes and skis on it.
It's just being ridiculous. My WebStorm closed when it disconnected with so then I need to restart the
Right.
oh this
How
was
many
a,
people are using WebStorm?
Everybody.
Not me. I'm not one of the cool kids. I don't use Polymer or WebStorm.
Matt won't help you if you don't use WebStorm, so I encourage you to get WebStorm.
That's why everybody has
People
Web.
using WebStorm using Polymer.
Yeah.
I would totally help people
Google
with Bootstrap.
WebStorm.
Like,
Sublime and Bootstrap. Sorry,
don't
that's all I
use
use.
Polymer
Yeah.
just because I'm helping people with Polymer. But WebStorm, it's like, it's easy to read for me.
So on this screen, we already went over the white font on that background is really hard to see.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that the email address in the password field.
Hard to tell her if you.
Yeah, it's hard. Maybe make them look like that.
Okay, so I will try. I don't know why, but for this, even if I said a like set the line color, it would give me every other one. So then I just made it transparent so that it was consistent. But like so, I would have a line here, but not for password. And in the sign up, it would be like email, and then would have the line, and password wouldn't, and then confirm password would.
Okay.
And so I'm not really sure what that deal was, and I was kind of like transparent, so you're all consistent.
Right.
But I'm sure something,
Yeah,
some
that'd make it a lot
Google
more
thing
intuitive.
can fix it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, as long as you know that it can look better. And does anybody else have feedback on just how this page can look better?
I think, yeah, like a backdrop on a paragraph would be good.
And
Maybe not a paragraph too.
If you outline the white letters in black or navy.
I probably wouldn't use white. I guess.
Okay.
Well,
Lines make it
I'd want that to stand out because really it blends in with clouds.
Okay.
And I don't know. I find the teal on white kind of a little bit clashing as well.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that
Yeah.
color a lot.
Is that like a red backdrop where you log in?
It looks like a red.
This
Yeah.
one is purple, but it
Um,
could be red.
How do you feel about?
Are you unhappy with that? Well, I know you don't like purple, but are you unhappy with the way this looks, or is it just that you don't like purple as a color?
I'm not a big fan of purple as a color.
Okay.
I feel like something darker would make it pop more.
Okay.
Lucky we weren't friends, Colin.
Maybe get rid of the bar at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't probably search doesn't do anything yet. So similar.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was just.
So just get rid of that bar completely, and I think it will just everybody will look at the title, and then they'll look at the
Right.
join, and it'll just be a simpler thing.
Okay.
I think
Do you-
maybe, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, you could extend that block, the box.
This one?
Yeah, the box there across horizontally, and then you could have both things maybe
Inside it.
divided with a white line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could look
Yeah,
pretty
that would
good.
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that would stand out the stuff on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could center it so it's not all margin left.
I like the use of the background. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Mhm.
I like the simplicity of just one big image stretched from corner to corner, but in this case, if you have alternating images, it might look less like Everest,
Okay.
which is also a social media site for adventure enthusiasts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a site
Oh,
called.
I was like,
Everest.
this isn't Everest. This is bad.
The app Everest uses
Okay.
mountain, a corner-to-corner mountain shot
Yeah.
as
Okay.
well,
And their logo.
and their logo. Yeah.
Why are login and sign up at the top of that window and join at the bottom as
So
well?
easy
Is
to
it so
rip
that
apart
you can
everything.
kind of
So you can
No,
toggle
I love it.
between-
I just
No,
think
it's
it's
just-
so-
another image. You know how they have the scrolling images now? I guess they're more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have it on mine.
Just to show a number
That's
of
okay.
adventure types, then it wouldn't compete so much with Everest.
I know what that comes
At
That's
least-
fine, Carol. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Super cool, Carol.
But I think just take all that feedback in and
yeah.
So-
it's looking good.
Yeah.
So this is your login page here, right?
Yeah, so sign up would take me to,
The sign up page.
yeah, and then, oh, I'm sure this is broken because,
And
and then
join
join
is-
takes me to. a
Okay,
new
so
page.
join actually
You join
submits
it.
the form, and the other two are navigational windows.
Yeah, between like logging in and signing in.
Yep.
So, like,
So, in that case, I think there's probably a better use for them. I don't like them as buttons like that. And having both of them on the page is kind of redundant as well.
A
Because you're
lot
not
of
gonna
people
click.
make the login function secondary, so they put that in the top right corner. With,
because
say,
people
login
already know the page.
on the landing page. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Facebook does that. When you get
Yeah.
to Facebook, it's like they just want you to sign up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
probably know how to log in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, but
All
Apple
right,
TV
very
hates
good.
me.
Very good.